Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome once again to another helping of Mr H's Hot Pot. You join me today for day 8 of the UK lockdown. We're now into the second week of this lockdown. We'll almost be halfway there into this 3-week period. Although, as I've said in previous vlogs, I think it will extend past the initial 3 weeks. And by now you should have started falling into some kind of routine. Who knows, maybe watching my daily vlogs is now part of your daily routine. And me and Mrs H are finding that our routine is revolving around meal times, because that's the only little bit of normality, of normal life that you can retain, is meal times. One good thing about the lockdown is the fast food outlets and that, they're not open, so we're all having to cook at home, which is a good thing. We're learning how to cook again, and we're not eating junk food. We're probably eating a little bit healthier. I have noticed in some of these vlogs, as I'm watching them back, I'm getting a little bit thinner on the face. Not much, not by much, but just a little bit. So every cloud has a silver lining, as they say. Now, last night, my little son, Toby James, he didn't sleep very well, and something we've noticed, me and Mrs H, is he's becoming a little bit more clingy during this period. His normal routine would be to have me looking after him for 2.5 days a week, half a day at his grandparents, Mrs H's parents, 2 days with Mrs H, and then the weekend he would have both of us, and somewhere in between that I would usually take him up to go and see my father. My mother passed away in 2007, it's just my father now. So that would be his weekly routine, and he enjoys seeing all them people. And he was a confident little lad during all that. You know, you could leave him at the grandparents and you had no problem. He wasn't clingy. You know, when you left the room he'd start crying and things like that. Since we've been forced to stay at home, he's become a little bit more clingy, we've noticed, and we are worried that, you know, as time goes on and when we do eventually come out of this period, if we're not going to have problems, because he's 16 months and they're at that age where they're very impressionable, aren't they? So that's a little worry and a little concern that we've got. I mean, we are doing the FaceTime thing with Mrs H's parents. My father's in his 80s, so it has to be a phone call with him. But you find that when you're trying to have a bit of a chat with your own parents or other friends, you've nothing to talk about. The only thing you can talk about is this bloody COVID-19. You know, and you're talking about bloody how many people have died today and things like that. Terrible conversations, really. And after a bit, the conversation just runs out. You know, you just end up staring at one another via a screen. What did you have for your dinner and things like that. Not good, not good. We can only hope that the numbers that are being released of people sadly succumbing to this disease are going to continue to drop. You know, it dropped again yesterday, and let's hope it keeps going that way, and eventually we can all get back to some kind of normality. Now, another thing that I've noticed, a bit of a recent phenomena, has been internet rumours regarding this pandemic, you know, things that are happening. And some of the rumours are quite dark. Now, I don't personally have social media. I don't have Facebook or Instagram. I got rid of those about 2 years ago. I just didn't have time to do them. I'm just going to step at one side here because there's a gentleman on a push bike. I want to let him get past. We'll maintain some social distancing, hot potters. And we'll let him get past. Morning. That's how we do social distancing, hot potters. Unfortunately, like I said, me and my son, he had a bit of a bad night last night, so I'm making this vlog a little bit later today, so I'm having to do a bit more of the old people dodging. But yeah, getting back to internet rumours. I don't have social media, as I say, I got rid of it. And Mrs H still has that. And one of the rumours that she's seen a number of them, but the ones that are worrying is supposedly there are people who are infected with this COVID-19 virus going around licking supermarket trolley handles and other surfaces that people will generally come into contact with. Now, I don't know how much truth there is in that story, but it's certainly a dark story nonetheless. But one that's even darker is supposedly you need to be aware of strangers pulling up at the side of you when you're out and about on your daily exercise, such as I'm doing. They pull up at the side of you in a vehicle, they ask you for directions, and when you go over to lend your assistance, they'll then have a go at you for being out, you know, breaking lockdown rules, and then they'll spit in your face, by all accounts, and drive off laughing. Now, you have to wonder where these stories are coming from. You know, are people making up these stories purely to scare people, and they're just doing it because of their own sense of nastiness, or is there a higher authority thinking these stories up? And the method in the madness is, if people won't stay in voluntarily, then we'll scare them into staying in by making up these vicious stories. I don't know what, Potters. Leave your thoughts below on that one. As I say, I always try and keep away from the conspiracy theories. You know, I always try and keep away from that conspiracy theory rabbit hole, but at times like these, it's very tempting to jump down it, isn't it? It's very tempting indeed. Now, it appears that many people find these blogs and vlogs interesting. I'm really surprised at that, because personally, these aren't the sort of videos I would normally do. Anybody who's been an hot potter for any length of time will know that my usual fodder is going out looking at little curiosities and things like that, you know. I'm very much into Fred Dibner and George Formby and people like that, and I always find going round looking at things to do with them and are associated with them are fascinating. But that's just me. That's just me. But yeah, many of you are finding these vlogs very interesting and my thoughts on this. And it's surprising how many people think along the same lines at times like this, isn't it? All any of us are wanting is answers. And that's the way it goes. Apparently, Prince Charles is now out of isolation. He's recovered from COVID-19. Surprise, surprise. You know, it just lends weight to those out there who believed that he never had it in the first place, doesn't it? Although, you know, good luck to him if he has managed to shake it off. But it does make you wonder if he had it in the first place. Well, folks, I'll just whip the camera around and we'll be able to take a little look where I'm currently walking around. This is a bit of a different area as I'm in today. A little bit of a farm there in the background, just over those railway sleepers. One thing I am finding, Hot Potters, is that I'm able to go further and further each day. You know, obviously, my time as I'm spending out, is extending a little, but I'm able to go further in the same time period. So, another little cloud silver lining type of thing. Who knows, maybe we'll all get a little bit fitter because of all this, because everybody is now taking advantage of the daily exercise. They're getting out. I've never seen as many people out with a dog walking. You know, apparently one of the memes is, you know, a dog is for life, not just for the COVID virus. You know, so, as I said, clouds and silver linings. You know, there is some good. You know, we're now learning to start cooking for ourselves again. And we're now eating a little bit healthier. We're probably not eating as much because we don't want to be going out as much to go doing shopping, so we're not binge eating. And we're getting exercise. Finally, we're doing everything that the government wanted us to do. And in a little bit of a tales of the unexpected type thing, Prince Charles has got one of his wishes, because he wanted to see McDonald's and all the fast food chains from America shut down. And he's got his wish, so he should be happy, shouldn't he? Should be a double celebration for him. He's beat COVID-19 and he's seen all the fast food outlets shut down. Well, folks, we're now coming up to almost 10 minutes and I'm just making my way up a little bit of a rise here. And there is a fantastic view when I reach the top, when I reach the little summit here. And I'm just going to show you that. And I'm going to close with that, Hot Potters. I'm going to keep this one short this morning. So, folks, Once again, I wish you all stay safe, and until the next time, bye bye for now. Enjoy this view.